Using a simple e-commerce solution such as PayPal or Google to have a buy button on your site is a quick and easy way to begin selling on the internet. Even though it's a fairly straightforward, simple procedure, there are a number of things to consider about your site in order to maximize your sales potential. It's important that you present your products and services in a clear and understandable way. Additionally, your website will now be more mission critical to your business because it generates revenue. So it's important to consider the reliability of your host. Simply put, if your site is down, you're losing money. So properly setting up your site and having a good, reliable host is vitally important. There are a number of considerations to keep in mind when choosing a host. First of all, there's reliability. Even though the site using a simple e-commerce solution is basically a standard HTML website and therefore not very resource intensive, it's still important that your host offer reliable service with guaranteed uptime for your site. For standard information-only type websites, if the site is down for a brief amount of time, it's not a big issue. But if you're selling products or services and your website is down, you're losing money and you could be losing customers as well, customers that may not come back. So if you have some reliability issues with your host, you may want to find a more reliable host before you begin selling on your site. Or if this is going to be a new site, you'll want to carefully check out your host and make sure that they have a very reliable network and good service. Another hosting consideration is what kind of tech support or customer service your potential host offers. It's important to consider how knowledgeable they are and how quickly they can resolve issues if you should have one on your website. How quickly they respond to tech support issues is vital. And are they available on the phone? These are important questions to consider because they have a direct impact on your sales. When it comes to customer service, don't take their word for it. Of course, every host's website claims that they have the very best in customer service, which may not always be the case. So take some time to do your homework first. Does the host have a user forum? If they do, spend some time on the forum and see what the general mood is. Are their current customers happy? Or are there a lot of problems and complaints? This is a good indicator of the quality of the host. Also, you might try calling their tech support and see how long it takes to get an answer, and how knowledgeable and polite the technician seems to be. A little bit of time spent double-checking your host in advance of selling items from your website can go a long ways in assuring that your site will be up and reliable and serve your customers well. Another point is, don't be an afterthought. When planning to sell from a site using a simple e-commerce solution, it's important to take time to plan out your products or services and how you'll present them. When you're going to be selling from your website by simply adding a buy button, there's a danger that the product or service may look out of place, like an afterthought. This can impact sales because your potential customers may wonder if you're serious about selling from your website and if they're going to be receiving a good quality product or service and value for their money. So it's worth the time and effort to carefully integrate your products and offerings into your website and present your products in the best way possible to reassure your customers that you're a quality business. A good point to keep in mind is that you don't have to be big to be professional. Most websites that use simple e-commerce solutions are smaller companies or private individuals who are selling a limited number of items or products or services on the web. The point to keep in mind is that you don't have to be a large company to be professional. If you're adding e-commerce to an existing website, this may be an ideal time to analyze the look and feel and design of your site to see if it can benefit from a redesign. You want to be sure that your site inspires confidence and represents your company well. It could be a simple, limited page website, like the example we'll be using later to add the buy button to. Or it could be a much larger site with a larger number of products that are added manually one at a time. We'll be talking about this later as well. This is part of planning ahead. Is your site going to grow to the point where you need to have a larger solution? It's better to look at that up front. But the simple buy button solution can work very well for even a large number of products. The important thing is that you meet expectations and make it easy to buy. Most of your potential customers are accustomed to shopping on the web, and most e-commerce sites on the web work in similar fashion. So it'll be important that the design and navigation of your website meets customers' expectations, and makes it easy for them to find the products and buy. Spend time examining the hierarchy and the flow of your website and your products, even if it's only one or two products, to make sure your customers can easily find the products and that the decision to buy is easy. Purchasing decisions are made rather quickly, so if a person is on your website, wishes to buy, you want to make it as easy as possible so they can act quickly on this desire. Any time you spend working on your site, analyzing its layout and design, its look and feel, in order to offer an appealing and easy to follow and understand presentation to your potential customers, is time well spent. There's an old saying that you don't invite guests over to a dirty house, and this applies to websites as well. When you begin to sell products or services from your website, you'll likely be getting new visitors and hopefully new customers. So spend time getting your house in order, so to speak, and make sure that your website is visually appealing and easy to navigate and sells your company and your products well.